Hey everyone, it's Kai from Kool Collectibles back again for another review. This time it's the 1/6 scale Scout Trooper exclusive from Sideshow Collectibles. For all your 1/6 scale figures and more, click the link in the description below to head on over to Sideshow Collectibles. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, I'll just quickly go through the packaging so you get the usual pretty boring black and grey style that we're all used to now. But you do get some pretty nice cover art, the exclusive sticker there, some more photos of the figure, which is pretty damn nice. And then you just have the magnetic window box there. So that's pretty much it for the packaging. Onto the accessories. It doesn't come with too much, and you really do need to get the exclusive version to get that rifle, because it really does make this figure really stand out, I think. It comes with these two hand sculpts by default, which I think are the ones to sit on the speeder bike, which is coming out in about a week's time. I got my charge notice, so it's coming soon. And these are molded pretty nicely. So they're just sort of soft plastic, and the detailing is not too bad. And these are pretty soft, so you can sort of get them around the handlebars if you need to. So there's both sides of that. It then just comes with two other pairs. So you get this sort of pointing finger. Hey you. And I think this is one of the gun hands. And I think they do use two fingers for the particular pistol with its weird shape. But I think you can also use this one for the long rifle. Comes with, I'm not sure what that is, some sort of semi-relaxed hand, or to hold the rifle, like so. And then this one would be for the gun or the rifle. So covers all of those. Strangely enough, it doesn't come with any sort of fists or anything like that, which they normally do. But at least all of them have the little peg, which my light can't get. There you can probably just see the peg right there. So I do like that they include the pegs. Comes with the alternate boots that you put on for him to ride on the speeder bike, because they're not articulated, and they're pretty hard plastic up to about the ankles, and then they're soft sort of plastic. So these will be sort of in that position as he's riding on the bike, and the other ones are just for him sort of standing up. So I don't mind that they did that, because I guess they would have had to put some sort of seam in here, which might not have looked so good, but these molded ones do look pretty damn good, and I do like the weathering that they have. They do look like they have been traipsing through the desert, and the mold itself is pretty nice. I love the sort of detailing in the sole there. So they are very nice, and the blaster can just fit in on that side. So they do have it on the right foot. In the movie and in the costumes book that I've got here, they're actually on the left foot, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but I guess that's not too big a deal. And the other one is pretty much similar, and it is quite accurate to the costume that I'll show you guys in the book in a second. It comes with his thermal detonator. So similar to the Stormtrooper, just has a couple of clips at the back here that you put in through the back of his belt or harness. I've seen reports of these things sort of breaking off or not being glued too well, so I'm just be careful of that. Mine seems to be okay, but I haven't actually tried putting it on him yet, so we'll see what happens later. He comes with his little tiny blaster, which is surprisingly small. I think it is accurate to the size in the movie. No idea why these guys carry such a small blaster, but the mold is pretty nicely detailed and has a nice sort of silver black paint up to it. So not bad overall. Of course, the exclusive is the rifle, and if you're in any doubt about getting the exclusive or the regular, I would definitely try and get the exclusive. I think it's still available for pre-order at Sideshow. Just click that link in the description and you should head straight there. And I think they've even got the $20 coupon that works with it at the moment. So definitely check it out, because he does look very nice posed with this sort of sniper rifle. I like the strap, and that's nicely detailed with a little clip here, and the paint app is pretty nice as well. Probably not as much weathering or silver wash as I would have liked, but not too bad overall, and a pretty nice exclusive accessory as well. The base is very nice, and they've gone with the sort of Empire Strikes Back Hoth style, where the bases are quite a bit bigger than their usual bases, and add a bit of environment to them. So I think with Hoth Han and Hoth Luke behind me here, they've got the snow and the rock, and this time with the Scout Trooper they have the wooden logs. So these just do come in a couple of pieces that you just slot in like so, and they're not too hard to take on and off. So pretty nicely detailed and painted with all the sort of moss and wood and so on. So pretty nice display option, and I'll probably have him in that position with a knee up or a leg up, with the speeder bike on the side. So it will look pretty damn awesome on display. So now onto the figure. I'll just grab him, hold on. Alright, so here is the page out of the Star Wars costumes book with the Scout Trooper outfit. So you can get a clear view of it there. And I'll just bring in the figure next to it. So overall, I think it is a pretty damn accurate representation of the movie. I think probably the main thing out of the helmet is just this black area around the grill there, and how the grey grill, the vertical lines on this little tiny section of the grill really stand out. You can sort of just make it out in the helmet if you want to sort of nitpick at that level, and if they had the black border around here a little more pronounced. But other than that, I think it's pretty damn accurate to the movie figure. So as you can see there, and all the armor pieces, the pouches, how it's got the sort of vertical patterns and so on. I think they've done a really accurate job of replicating that. So you see these 3 armor pieces along the arms there. They've got the 3 armor pieces, and you just sort of futz it around where you want them on the black undersuit there. So I think they've done a great job there. I think they've done a pretty good job on the sort of belt and the harness around here, and replicating that with these. I love how it's really nicely weathered. One of the things about the pouches, I thought they were quite white in a lot of the early pictures, but in hand it has a really subtle sort of weathering and yellowing to it, which I think doesn't really stand out too much against the armor, and actually looks really, really nice. So no complaints on the weathering on the pouches there. And so I'm glad that they didn't go with some huge sort of nappy, but they went with this sort of the same sort of material as the torso here. It might actually be one single piece. No, it sort of goes up underneath somewhere and wraps around through some elastic there. So again, I think they've done a really nice job there. With the pants, you can sort of see the padding on the inside here, and they've sort of replicated that through here that you can see. And just the sort of stitching and the markings around it, I think they've done a fantastic job with that black undersuit. The knee pads probably don't look that accurate, so you can sort of see the patterning there and the sort of angular nature of it, but here they sort of the patterning's not quite as accurate. But again, I can't complain too much about it. They do look pretty good the way they are. And the boots and the patterning on the front there, sort of replicated, that you can see right there. So again, I can't complain too much about the overall look. So I hope that gives you guys a good comparison against the movie prop. And I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed of the amount of detail. So I'll just quickly go through the articulation. Hold on. Alright, articulation wise, he's pretty good, and you pretty much get everything you need to put him in some decent poses and on the bike. The head, there's just a little ball joint in there. I'm not sure if you can just make out, just up in there. It does feel sort of loose, but it's on there tight because you can't really easily pull it off. But it does have a decent range of motion, so if he's on the bike you can sort of articulate the neck a little bit further back and point him up like so. So it's not too bad, but the neck is probably a little bit looser than I am used to on Sideshow and Hot Toys figures, but it does hold its pose, so no major problem there. And the detailing in the helmet, just give you guys a closer look. There's quite a nice level of weathering all the way around and detailing. So all the sort of grooves and so on are, you know, filled with a bit of grit and so on. All of these little details are pretty much movie accurate. I guess the only thing that the helmet doesn't do is this visor part is supposed to flip up, I think. I don't think I ever saw that in the movie, but in the costumes book it does flip up along this hinge, and I thought they might have done that, but I can't seem to get that to budge, and I'm not going to force it and break it. But overall, apart from that, the detailing is pretty damn nice. And the chest armor, you get all the sort of grit in the grooves there, and on the back it does look pretty nice with some of the sort of slight weathering and so on, so can't complain too much. This is just on some elastic around here, so you can adjust it to, you know, sit over this torso area or just sit above it, as you wish. The arms, there's no sort of restriction on the shoulder articulation apart from these armor pieces, which you can sort of adjust up and down with the elastic strap here, but they do go out quite a way, and you can sort of rotate them forward and back without any sort of major issue at all. The elbows seem a little bit loose, and they don't really hold too well, but they're not too bad. I think there might be a double jointed there, I'm not sure, but you just have to pretty much futz around with the location of these straps and so on, just to be able to get that bend you want. The torso does rotate fairly well. I'm not going to try and do it too much. This upper torso seems to be adjustable too, with a slight sort of crunch in there as well, so you just have to play around with that, particularly when you're trying to put him on the bike. I think will be when the articulation is sort of really tested out. The legs, you're going to need a wide stance with the bike, and he does go out quite a way, and the suit doesn't restrict it too much. It is like a nice sort of felt material in here for the protection of him sitting on that bike, but it does feel quite nice and non-restricted, and you do get a good range of motion forward and back, and the knee bends as well. I don't think it should be a double joint, I thought, but no, it seems to only go about that far for mine anyway. But I'll have a play around. One area that is quite tight is the thighs. I can't seem to get the thighs to rotate, and I don't want to force it and snap anything. So if yours does have any sort of thigh rotation, let me know, because otherwise you pretty much can't get him to remove his thighs out, which is a shame. Like I was saying before, there's no sort of ankle articulation at all, so with these particular boots on, he's pretty much static in that sort of pose, but he does look pretty good like that regardless. I've taken off his gauntlets, and you might just be able to see the hole in there, so the peg just goes in there with no issue. They were pretty loose for the default ones. I'll just see if I can grab a pair now. So if you just have a look in there, I'll just see if I can slot that in. Just have to sort of line it up, and that's pretty much as far as it's going to go. So you can sort of do that fairly easily, so no major issue there, and just pull that out. So it's pretty much just a matter of futzing the location of these armor pieces and putting them pretty much where you want in any sort of pose. these pouches. They're not sort of real pouches with anything with the flaps that you can take off. So I think they're just filled with foam, I think, or something like that. And they do remind me of one of their other figures. I'm trying to remember if it was the Snow Trooper or one of the other figures that had similar pouches like that. But that is pretty much it for the figure. He does look pretty damn awesome from any sort of angle. I love this black undersuit. I think they've done a great job with that. And the sort of overall soft goods and so on with this and the belt and the armor. It really does look like an awesome trooper. So I'll grab the other classic troopers with the Snow Trooper, Sand Trooper, and the Hot Toys Stormtroopers, and I give you guys a look at all of them. Hold on. Alright, so here are my original trilogy troopers in 1/6 scale, and I gotta say, they look friggin' bloody awesome, all set up together. So on the right here you have the new Hot Toys Stormtrooper. I wouldn't even say that's my favourite out of these at the moment. I still think the Snow Trooper is my favourite, with a close second being the new Scout Trooper. So they're all pretty much the same height, just with these different bases. The Scout Trooper and Stormtrooper look slightly taller, but even the Sand Trooper from Sideshow, this is the deluxe version that I got 2 or 3 years ago now. Even that still pretty much holds up today, so it'll be definitely interesting when Hot Toys release their Sand Trooper, I think later this year or early next year. But there's the Snow Trooper. I actually regret not getting 2 Snow Troopers when I had the chance. I only got 1 exclusive at the time, and it's still one of my favourite Star Wars figures. And now with the Scout Trooper, it pretty much completes my original trilogy classic troopers that I've always wanted, and I do love that base and the boots there. Just really gives it a bit of realism, and I love that long rifle. And there's the Hot Toys. I did get the 2-pack, so the short ones are just in the display cabinet along with the Shadow Trooper, but I didn't bother getting those out. But hopefully this gives you a quick look at how they look all together. And if there are people out there complaining about Sideshow quality and so on, I think the only thing I can really complain about with the Scout Trooper is the thighs and lack of sort of rotation in the thighs, but it doesn't really affect his articulation, being able to pose in a pretty damn awesome pose. The armor pieces are a little bit fiddly, and they do get in the way of the gauntlet, so you just have to be careful and futz around with that as you pose them. The gauntlets do come off pretty easily as well, so you just need to be careful and pose them up. It takes a bit of patience, but overall, particularly on Sideshow Freaks, I've seen some pretty awesome poses so far, and this was one that I actually stole off of that forum with him, sort of just resting on the log there. So I hope you guys like that quick look. Hope you can click that subscribe button. I've got pretty much a whole bunch of Transformers and 1/6 scale figure reviews coming up over the next couple of months. Han and Chewie just got released in Hong Kong today, so they should be coming soon. And a few of the Masterpiece Transformers figures coming as well. So hopefully you can stay tuned for all of that. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.